What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's not a James Brown retrospective, it is indeed Rush Hour.
What it is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Good God, you all.
It ain't you all, it's y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all. Y'all.
You have landed on Planet Rewind, and in this video we're going to be ranking the buddy cop action movie classic series Rush Hour, which is a series very near and dear to my heart. I watched them a lot growing up. Obviously Jackie Chan plays Detective Inspector Lee and Chris Tucker plays Detective Carter, and they come together, their worldviews, their philosophies, they clash, they become friends, and they go on some wild adventures. Let me know what your ranking is of the 3 Rush Hour movies in the comments below, and do you want to see a Rush Hour 4? Coming in at last place, number 3, is Rush Hour 2. Now, I like the film, I like all the Rush Hour movies, but this one, it just came across a bit of a disappointment. Coming off the heels of such a fantastic movie, this really does lower the bar. But obviously in this one, it's about Detective Carter going with Detective Lee to Hong Kong. And I was like, great, that's a great thing to do. And the first sort of half an hour of this film is great. It's Carter and Lee in Hong Kong, which is what I wanted to see in Rush Hour 2. And then they just casually leave Hong Kong. They just go. And I'm like, this has just lost the fish out of water story completely. And I'm like, I'm not interested now. I wanted to see Carter. Like the scenes of Carter in Hong Kong, Chris Tucker with his fast talking ways and his confusion and getting the phrases wrong and everything like that, getting the language wrong, just getting into trouble was so much fun. But then they just go, sod this, we're leaving Hong Kong. And I guess they wanted to make the movie a little bit bigger in scope, make it more adventurous, and they do go to Los Angeles and then they go to Las Vegas. I actually wish they'd have kept the whole movie in Hong Kong. I feel it's at its strongest when they're in Hong Kong and Carter is now the fish out of water, you know, which is obviously the flip of Lee being the fish out of water in the first film. I feel like Chris Tucker steals the show in this. He's really funny. Like, he is really funny, guys. That is one of the advantages of this film. Chris Tucker is just as funny. Constant, fast-hitting gags, constant lines, you know, all over the place. And it's almost like they just wound up Chris Tucker and let him go in this film, you know, from the moment he's singing Michael Jackson, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, or to when he's going crazy at a casino, shouting, I have a dream that black and white people can gamble together in peace. Who touched my ass? Do it again. Like, this it's just mental, you know, and it's great to see Chris Tucker just, you know, riding high with that. Jackie Chan kind of gets a bit left behind in this film. He's not really doing much of his stunts. There's not much action. It just seems like more of a wild comedy movie. So it just loses that kind of sparkle. One of the strongest parts of the original Rush Hour is Carter and Lee getting to know each other and get to know their different worldviews and philosophies. All that is gone here because obviously they're already friends. So it loses that. It loses that earnest connection. It's just them going on wild adventures, so there's not much character stuff in Rush Hour 2 either. The movie is loads of fun. I do love it as kind of turn your brain off, sit back, popcorn entertainment, but it loses some of the charm of the first Rush Hour, and it is a come down from that movie, I must say.
You one crazy ass bitch.
So next up, people are going to crucify me on this because it's not a very well liked movie, but I liked it, guys. Rush Hour 3. You know what? I think Rush Hour 3 is a better film than Rush Hour 2. Hear me out. I genuinely think there is more of an effort in this to make this movie mean more than Rush Hour 2. It's more of a serious movie. You know, it's still, the comedy is still there, the slapstick's still there, but there is more of an effort, I feel like, to make this more of a spectacle, more of an action film, to actually have things mean something. There is the return of the little girl from the first Rush Hour movie, Soo Young. There is the return of Carter's captain. There is the return of some of Lee's friends from Rush Hour. So it ties it back to that first Rush Hour. It makes things feel a bit more important and the stakes are raised. The movie starts off very edgy and dark, you know. There's an assassination and Jackie Chan's chasing down the guy, the assassinator. I'm just like, whoa, like they didn't waste time, and they actually want us to take it a bit more serious this time. And Jackie Chan immediately is like, I've still got it, bitches. I'm Jackie Chan. Also the most personal of the Rush Hour movies. There's actually a lot going into this about Lee's family, and characters come out of the woodwork and things kind of connect together. I mean, it's not an amazing, you know, awe-inspiring Citizen Kane script. But it does seem like there's more of an effort here to make things mean more than Rush Hour 2. You know, Rush Hour 2 is just kind of a wild madcap adventure. This is a bit more grounded, it's a bit more edgy. It's just as funny though, I must say. Chris Tucker is once again on fire. I feel like he's a little bit more reeled in than Rush Hour 2, so the jokes mean more. But Jackie Chan steals the show in this, guys. Oh my god, like Jackie Chan kind of took a backseat in Rush Hour 2. In this one, he's like, I am back. I am Jackie Chan in my 50s and I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just gonna jump off buildings, I'm gonna do all the stunts again, I'm gonna have samurai fights on top of the Eiffel bloody tower. That happens, guys. Mental. He's all over the shop, he's doing loads of stuff, he's doing more than he done in Rush Hour 2. And this is over 10 years ago and he still bloody has it today. The man's inhuman, he's an X-Men. I honestly feel there's more action in Rush Hour 3 than in Rush Hour 2. You know, there's a great car chase with this comical character they meet, basically this French cab driver, because they go to Paris in this one, guys. They chase an assailant to Paris and they meet this cab driver who wants a bit of the American action, so he gets involved in their schemes and they're in this car chase with them. There's also a hilarious scene near the start of the film where Carter and Lee go to this karate dojo and there's this like 7'5" guy who throws them around and beats the living hell out of them, and just when they leave, Carter says to the owner of the dojo,
I don't know what the hell you feeding him, but he is too damn big!
Whoa.
I love the culmination, as I said, on top of the Eiffel Tower. You know, this movie has been accused of not doing anything different, but I really do feel like it made an effort to change the settings, to change the kind of feel, to have some more serious moments. It's not a perfect movie. I don't think Rush Hour 3's amazing or anything. I really like it, but you know, it's no comparison to what's number one. But I felt there was a lot of effort in Rush Hour 3, and based on the strength of Rush Hour 3, I'd like to see Rush Hour 4. And of course, number one on the list is Rush Hour, the original movie. I have such a nostalgic connection to this film. I ended up getting it for Christmas one year. I got the VHS, guys, the VHS. Look it up if you don't know, if you're too young. And I got this and a bunch of other Jackie Chan films and Bruce Lee films, and I thought it was the best thing ever to have Rush Hour on VHS, and I watched the hell out of that VHS. This one has the best chemistry between Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. It all feels so new. I mean, Rush Hour, the first film, it feels like a new era for action films. It feels like a reinvigoration of Jackie Chan's career. I feel like after this movie, Chan's career, you know, really took off in the US, and he took it in different places. He slowed down a bit, but he became more smart with the way he does things. He still does stunts and this and that, especially in Rush Hour 3, but he slowed down and made it more about his personality and the ideas of the movies, less about purely the stunts. Carter and Lee, they grow to like each other. They hate each other at the start, but they are opposites, and the opposites attract, and they learn about each other's culture. They learn about each other's stories of their fathers. They get a connection going. And that's missing in the sequels because obviously they already know each other. So there's no, you know, this film's more earnest. And this film feels like it's got more heart because it's actually about a connection of these two guys. Chris Tucker in this film is just second to none humour. So many lines, you know, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? $50 million, who do you think you kidnapped Chelsea Clinton? Just constant lines. There must be about 1,000 Chris Tucker one-liners in this, and they're all hilarious.
Put your bag in the back. No. You put your own shit in the back. I'm not a sky cat. I'm FBI, you understand? The hell you think this is?
This movie has such an ending which is ingrained in my mind. This ginormous building, guys, which is about 1 million foot high, and there's this bomb attached to this vest, this kind of police vest, and Jackie Chan's just running around the venue with a bomb and a police vest. It's bonkers. And you know, he's got people shooting at him, he's throwing the vest, he's swinging it underneath, he's just trying to make sure it doesn't get shot because no one knows it's actually a bomb. All this stuff, and then he ends up on the top of the building, hanging off the top of the building about 9 zillion feet. So entertaining, that final showdown. It's the best culmination in the entire Rush Hour series. Chris Tucker has some good moments too. You get to see Carter be a bit more badass, other than just cracking jokes, which you don't really get in Rush Hour 2 and 3, but in Rush Hour there are moments where Carter gets to be badass. We see that he is actually capable in these situations too. I really feel like the first Rush Hour, you know, it's a magical movie, you know, it feels full of sparkle, full of energy, full of wit, full of right place, right time for both characters. So much potential for a series, and you know, I do feel like Rush Hour 2 and 3, they don't live up. But I'm glad they exist, because I still find them fun movies. What is your guys' ranking of the Rush Hour movies? Do you want to see Rush Hour 4? Discuss with me in the comments. Carter, Lee, and all the amazing, great madcap elements of the Rush Hour series. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please consider subscribing to Planet Rewind for more nostalgic movie reviews, and we can discuss and reminisce together. I'll see you guys next time.